Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the new chapter of civics. The name of the chapter is Women Change the World. Now, students, in the previous chapter you have seen that how the women and men in the society they are living. The men, their work, it has been considered as a productive one, where they are going out and working. They are considered as a very hard-working people, while the woman who is working throughout the day, from morning till evening, or you can say till night, you will see that their work has not been given any importance. It is totally considered as the work which has been done in the spare time, or not a single appreciation has been given by any of the family members. Now, students, you see that people have seen both men as well as women working in different fields. You can see there is a box given where you have to draw the image. Like in the first box there is written as farmer. Then in the second one is a factory worker. Then the third one is a nurse. Fourth one is scientist. Fifth one is pilot, and sixth one is teacher. Now, what is there in this? You have to imagine in these boxes that whether male is going to come or female is going to come. Like if when we are talking about these occupations, what in your imagination, who is going to come? Like when we are talking about a farmer, so who is going to be a farmer? Farmer, most probably for me, if I imagine, for me the farmer can be a male. A factory worker can be a male. Nurse can be a female. Then next one is a scientist can be a male, pilot male, teacher both male and female. So this is my imagination. I have told you the things about my imagination. Now, in the society, people, they have set the image about the work that has to be done by the male and about the work that has to be done by the female. Now, when we saw a female at present time also, when we saw a female driving a bus or driving any big vehicle, then we feel very surprised that how is it possible that the female, she is driving a big vehicle, or she is driving a bus, or she is driving a car. So in our society the systems have been set up, or you can say that the society set up the image for the female, that what all things has to be done and what all things has not to be done. Now it decides how the female has to behave, how the clothing sense, the behavior, how they are going to behave at home as well as outside home. So all these things have been decided by whom? All these things have been decided by the society. But we cannot expect any of the female to go beyond our imagination, or you can say to go beyond our expectations. But when we talk about the things in history, the women, they had worked, they had set up certain examples, and they had fought against the inequalities that were existing in our society. Especially at present time, we are living in a democratic country where all the citizens, both male and female, they have got right to equality. Right to equality means that all the people, they will be considered as equal. Both male and female, they are considered as equal. There will be no discrimination done on any of the basis. But then also, if you see at present time, there are a number of sufferings which are faced by the female in our society. They are not getting equal opportunities. They have been ill treated in the family. They have been ill treated in the society. And especially when we talk about the women who are living in the village area, because they are not aware about their rights. They are not aware about the various laws which have been made by the government. They are not getting right to education. They are living behind the four walls of their house, and they have been told that what work has to be done by them, like they have to cook food, they have to take care of children, they have to take care of the family members. Apart from that, they are not allowed to perform any other activity. So what is that? It is that we are fixing the female into an image, What we are doing is that we are fixing the female into an image. Now when we are fixing the female into an image, what we are creating a stereotype. About stereotype, you people have studied in class 6 that stereotype is to fix a person into an image. And when you fix a person into an image, you don't look upon that person as a unique individual. See, every person have got some or the other quality. They have got some or the other best thing in their life, and they are best at some or the other part. But what we do, we restrict the women, especially we restrict the women to certain work, or you can say we specifically restrict the women that this work has to be done. Like they have been taught, the girl from their tender age only, they have been taught by their mother that they have to learn the household work. They should know how to cook. They should not laugh very loudly. Regarding education system, they were not allowed to go to school. All the girls were not allowed to go to school. Then they were associated with the things which they were basically associated. They were taught that these things, these are the do's and these are the don'ts which they have to do in the society. Now at present time, if you see, you must be thinking that at present time the situation and the scenario is totally different. Yes, at present time the situation and scenario is totally different, because in your class only you can see both male and female, both boys and girls, they are studying together. You are studying in a co-ed school where you have been given equal opportunities in every area, whether it is academics or it is any other co-curricular activities. Active participation of both male and female, it has been done. Both are there. Students, I was telling you about stereotype, where we fix a particular person into an image. I have told you about the problems which have been faced by the female girls in the society because of stereotype. It is not only that stereotype is applicable only on girls. Because of stereotype, boys are also facing certain problems. Boys are also facing the problems, like we considered boys very strong. They can't cry in front of everyone, and they are able to hide. They are always expected to hide their emotions. They are not allowed to express their feelings. So what are these? These are the certain stereotypes where we fix people into an image, and because of this stereotype, both boys and girls, they both are sufferer. And when we talk about the ultimate sufferer are the female in the society. And how they are the ultimate sufferer? Because they are not getting the right to education. Now after independence, the government of India had provided right to education to all the children. Like all the children, they are allowed to go to school, they are expected to go to school, and they are allowed to get the education. In India, free and compulsory education has been provided to all the children up to the age of 14. But this right to education, it was not provided to the children before independence. Especially before independence, the children, they were not allowed to go to school. The education was only confined to the higher class people, high class society people. And only boys were allowed to go to school. Girls were not allowed to go to school, and there were certain myths in the mind of the people that if girls will be allowed to go to school, then they will not be able to fulfill their responsibilities. They will become corrupt, or their husbands will die after their marriage. So there were number of myths in the mind of the people. That is why they were not allowing the female of the family, or you can say that is why they were not permitting the girls to go to school. But after independence, the government has provided them the various rights, through which, like right to education has been provided by the government, through which now they are allowed to go to school. Free and compulsory education is also granted to them. Earlier the girls, they were restricted to read and write, and especially the girls who were belonging to the lower caste, or as well as the girls who were living in the village area. Now women in the 19th century, because it was very high time, and women in the 19th century, they saw this situation as a very extreme one, and they raised their voice against it. There were few women who raised their voice against the exploitation, or you can say against the inequalities that they were facing in the societies. And about those women we are going to study in this chapter. Now the first one is Pandita Ramabai, second one is Rukaiya Shekhawat Hussain, third one is Raj Sundari Devi. Now these women, they had worked very hard, and they worked very hard in order to get equality, in order to protect all the women in the society from all the kind of exploitation that the female were facing in the society at that time. Now, when we talk about when we talk about these three women, what all steps have been taken by these three women in order to get the right to equality for all the women at that time? Students, I told you about the name of three women who brought change, who brought rebellion for gender equality, and the first one is Pandita Ramabai. Now, Pandita Ramabai, she was the first Indian woman to get the education, but she did not go to school. See, the irony that she was the first Indian woman to get the education, but she did not go to school. She learnt reading and writing from her parents, and she got the title of Pandita because at that time she was the only woman who knew how to read and write in Sanskrit. And she opened a mission in Khedgaon near Pune in the year 1898, and where widows and poor women were motivated to become literate. They were self-dependent. They were taught variety of skills like carpentry, printing, handicraft. And this mission that was started by Pandita Ramabai, it is still active. Today also it is active one. Now, second woman that we are going to talk about is Rajsundari Devi. Rajsundari Devi, she was born in West Bengal. She was housewife and she belonged to a rich landlord family. Now, she had written her own autobiography. She had the name of her autobiography is Amar Jiban, and it is written in Bangla language. And she used to work from dawn till midnight. It means that from morning till night she was working, and she learnt reading by stealing a book, Chaitanya Bhagavat, and she also stole. She had also stolen the alphabet book of her son, and she used to learn alphabet from her son's book, and after that she learned how to learned how to do reading and writing. Then the next one we are going to discuss about is Ruqayya Shekhawat Hussain. Now, Ruqayya Shekhawat Hussain, she belonged to a rich landlord family. She knew Urdu language, but she was not allowed to go to school to learn Bangla and English. But her elder brother and sisters, they helped her to learn Bangla and English, and she started writing the things from 1905 onwards. She also wrote the story. The name of that story is Sultana's Dream, and in that story she dreamt of flying an aeroplane, driving of cars. So imagine the situation when the women, they were not allowed to go to school. At that time she was dreaming of driving a car, driving an airplane, and she also even aimed to send girls to school. And in 1910 she started a school in Kolkata, and that is still functional for the girls, so that the women when we talk about the women's education, that particular thing, it can be fulfilled.